Situated a bit.
We are live, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello, everyone. Hello.
Boom chakalaka. Can you see us okay? Can you hear us okay? Let us know. 5:01, we're on time. What do you know? All right, so we're going to start the conversation about calves. How do you grow calves? Calves are one of those body parts where it seems like you either got them or you don't. You got anything to drink?
No, I don't have anything to drink.
Just a little sip?
I don't have it. I don't have anything
Just a
to
little
drink.
sip?
There's nothing to drink here.
Come on, baby, just a little
There's
sip.
some water right next to you.
Just a little sip of that. Lemonade, come on.
You guys, this is something about Robert that I don't know that you guys know. You probably do because he steals my drinks and all of my stuff all of the time. Excuse me.
All right. So calves. Seems like you either got them or you don't. I do not have natural calves. I've got chicken legs for legs. So much so that all throughout my life, I never owned a pair of shorts. I would wear pants everywhere. I would run in blue jeans and cowboy boots because I didn't have any tennis shoes. I didn't have any pants. I didn't have any shorts. I didn't want shorts because I was so self-conscious about how scrawny my legs were. So I would never wear shorts. And I realized that this is just not really sensible. So I started training legs really hard, and legs have grown quite a bit. But calves have been a slow-growing body part, to say the least. The only thing that I've ever found that really actually stimulates growth in my calves is to train those suckers pretty much daily. I superset calves with every single lift that I do, either calves or abs, usually calves. So I'll do my lift, then I'll walk over and I'll do like 20 reps of calf raises. Then I'll do my other lift, 20 reps of calf raises, boom, 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 throughout the entire workout every single day. And that's pretty much been the only thing I've found to get them to grow at all. How about you? How are your calves?
My calves are just fine.
Your calves are just fine?
They're not gigantic, nor are they super small, but they are defined when I go on my tippy toes.
On your tippy toes?
Yep.
What do you think about my calves?
They're monstrous.
Really? You think my calves are monstrous?
You got some great calves.
I didn't always have great calves. I honestly don't really have that great of calves now. Like, they're not that impressive.
Yes, you do.
Not really.
Get out of here. Literally, you guys, listen to how stupid Robert is. The entire time we were on our 50-mile walk, everyone behind Robert was like, dang, look at those calves. So get out of here with your, I don't have very good calves.
Well, it came from doing them daily. So if you have calves, it's kind of the same thing with forearms. I don't ever train forearms. Never really been something that I've tried to really focus on. But calves, like if you don't get them to grow, try doing them daily. A lot of people that had a lot of weight on them at one point, like Kevin, our manager, he's got freaking beastly calves. He's got better calves than me. And he's like, man, the way you do them is you get up to 270 pounds, you lose a bunch of weight on keto, then boom, you got good calves. And I've known a lot of people that have lost a lot of weight that have really great calves. But they're tough to grow if you don't have the genetic snips for them. You don't train them crazy.
Sonny would like to know why you never have your own drink. Because he doesn't know how to be prepared.
That's not true.
Okay, so actually that's like a thing in my family. Me, my dad, my brother, my sister. Robert, I do buy these things especially for myself because I love them. But we all always have a drink of some sort with us at all times. And it's not that we're just thirsty people. It's just that I think we just enjoy having a drink. And it could be water, it could be a lemonade, it could be coffee, it could be whatever. Robert just never prepared. And I just got him water, his own water.
I know. All right, let's knock some of these out. Hello, what's up? How are you? Hello.
Let me tell you who has amazing calves. I can just tell you that I know it's Kevin.
Love the shirt, Joe Davis. What's up?
Yeah. Yeah. Robert comments on Kevin's cows about 12 times a day. That's fine.
Love the shirts. Thanks, brother.
The Lady Savage looks like a game show host with that mic. Yeah.
She does.
Robert's mic is up here, and for some reason, I have to hold mine every week. So.
Well, we have another one of these, but it's on the other side of the table, so it doesn't really work too well with the setup. But yeah, what's my shirt say? You want to read it?
Okay. Crawling is acceptable. Falling is acceptable. Puking is acceptable. Crying is acceptable. Blood is acceptable. Pain is acceptable. Quitting is not. That's a pretty dang good shirt right there.
Boom. Shout out to my man who did the strongman competition in the building. He's on the live right now. He sent me a shirt and he rocked his competition. Did it all keto. Shortly after doing a bodybuilding competition all keto. And now he's training for a powerlifting competition and a marathon. So he's just a beast.
Stinking awesome.
He's a beast.
All right, we got a question over here. I am with Kevin. The only reason I have such muscular legs is because they carried around my obese body for 20 plus years.
That's one way to do it for sure.
My dad blessed me with incredible calves. That's funny.
I do know some people that have just these massive genetic gifted calves, and it makes me so mad because they never work for them.
It's the same way with any body part. Like there are girls that just have thick thighs, like muscular thick thighs. I am not one of those girls. I have to work really stinking hard for my legs, and I still have tiny little scrawny, crappy little legs. And it pisses me right off.
That ain't true.
That is true.
You got a booty, baby.
Okay, first of all, a booty is not legs. And also still.
Yeah. All right, what we got here? What is going on here? We have some bots on our YouTube, maybe?
What does it say?
I don't know. We need some real people on our YouTube, so throw in some questions. I don't know what.
It's a real person. Maybe we just missed the beginning of their question.
I think one of these is a bot, though.
No.
I really like vomiting. I work really hard to avoid it. That is, that's a real question.
I really dislike vomiting. Though.
Dislike vomiting. When I do legs, when I do high volume legs, I oftentimes vomit. It's no fun, but it's fun. It's a love-hate relationship, for sure. Hey, how are you? Keto and Kingdom Life in the building. Take up cycling with me. Legs, sure, but baguette arms.
Baguette arms.
30-week prep doing calf every other workout and didn't gain no size. You may not have gained a bunch of size, but I guarantee you gained some like definition and muscle maturity in those calves.
Hey guys, Nurse Cindy said.
I'm real, but no question today. What's up, Megan? Hey, Nurse Cindy, how are you?
Yep, thick thighs since I was a kid.
Triple G says, greetings, savages. Triple G is not a robot. Yes. No, all these people are real.
Hi,
I'm real.
Oh my gosh, I'm loving that. That's hilarious.
Swimming laps with fins grows crazy strong calves.
Oh,
Didn't even think about that. Haven't swam laps in so long.
Mm-hmm.
Any new golden ticket winners? Love watching them join you. We haven't had any takers or no winners lately.
There's still like 3, I think, that are out that have not been.
And one of them I know for a fact is pretty fresh.
Yeah.
One of them I know for a fact is pretty fresh. We should have some takers here soon.
Hopefully soon.
Leg day, yeah, buddy, for sure.
Right.
I just did legs. Everybody's doing legs today.
Yeah, leg day today.
What's the best exercise to strengthen hips?
Well, it depends on what you're trying to strengthen. Like, is it your hip flexors? Is it actually like your hip like joints that you're trying to build to grow or strengthen, or is it like the glutes that are surrounding your hip, areas that you're trying to build? Because it'll all be a little bit different.
I'm a huge fan of hip thrusters, and I'm a huge fan of sumo deadlifts. Those are 2 primary compound free weight movements, but if you do those are really good.
Well, those are good, but you can do things like that are a little bit more simple, like fire hydrants, or even like a banded kickback, or it really even like a squatting, like side steps with a band. Those are all really great movements, but it kind of just depends on which area you're trying to build and why. Like what is the extra point of building up the hips there?
Pump up the columns on Crystal's mic. Is Crystal's mic quiet, y'all?
I wonder if it's not going.
Oh, I think I may know what's up. Let me fix that.
So I'm just holding this mic for no reason. Have you tried Jot Coffee yet? Jot Coffee. J-O-T? No. We have not tried that. Any advice on how to build up traps quickly?
All right, I bet that fixed.
Did that
Crystal's
help?
mic.
Am I now too loud or too quiet?
Let us know if that helped. Thanks for pointing that out. I did my first set of deadlift today with actual weighted plates. Congrats, that's awesome. The weighted plates
Amazing.
deadlift is the way to go. Eating a keto brick right now, yummy. Does keto help with arthritis pain? Helps with inflammation in general, so I would say so.
Yeah.
Do you think you might come to the Arnold Classic next year? I would like to go to some of these bigger shows and events, but I have not been to the Olympia. I have not been to the Arnold Classic, but I'm not opposed to it. How far is the new place from the farm or further? Hope you'll still be able to go lots. It is a little bit further. It's just a totally different route. It's about an hour further. So from the farm, it's about a 4.5 hour drive, I want to say. I'm actually going there this weekend.
You did not answer this question. Do you have any advice on how to build traps quickly?
Quickly? I don't have any advice on how to build anything quickly. It's all just a slow, consistent grind, honestly. But favorite exercises for traps. A lot of people with traps, they never really get a full range of motion. And they'll try and go super heavy, and it's like a freaking chicken doing shrugs, and that's not really good. I like doing seated dumbbells. So I'll sit on a bench, and then I'll let the dumbbells hang all the way, and then go up, squeeze, hang all the way. That takes a lot of momentum out, so you're not using a bunch of your knees. That's a pretty good way to make sure you're getting full range of motion on your traps.
Just saw that bodybuilder George Peterson just died. Do you know who that is?
I did not know that. George Peterson. I'm going to have to look that up. There's been a lot of bodybuilders that have passed here recently. How far? I read that one already. Sounds perfect now. Okay, good.
Okay, good.
Glad that fixed the problem. Oh, here you go. Good pointer here from Joe. Farmers
Oh, yeah.
traps.
That's a really good one. Farmers carries.
Those are really good for forearms too. And my
Yeah.
forearm strength is terrible, so I don't really do farmers carries, but I probably should do farmers carries to work on my forearm strength and also my traps.
I also have noticed that people who have like larger traps actually use them too much in other movements as well. So like when you're doing a wide grip lat pull down, stop that. You guys are about to see me get angry over here. But instead of using their lats to bring it down, they're like hunching their shoulders and then bringing it like this, you know? And a lot of people don't notice that they're doing that. But I have tended to notice that especially females who have traps that are kind of popping out tend to use their traps more so when they're actually doing other movements as well.
Yeah.
Do you incorporate seaweed or kelp type foods in your diet?
Yes, I'm a huge fan of.
You do? That powder stuff?
Grassland Nutrition is the brand, and they've got a bull kelp powder. It's like flakes more so than powder, but that's actually got a pretty good taste. It's an amazing source of iodine, and I'll sprinkle that on my food. We actually need to get some more of that because we're out, but that's an amazing source of iodine. It tastes pretty good. It gives you some crunch for sure.
Do you use mushrooms? I enjoy mushrooms in my food.
I love mushrooms.
That's not the kind of I'm guessing that's not the type of mushrooms you're talking about.
What kind of mushrooms are you talking about? Are you talking about the kind of mushrooms that make you see pretty pictures? Or are you talking about the mushrooms that go in your food and taste pretty good?
We eat food, or we eat mushrooms.
We eat mushrooms.
We ingest them.
We like mushrooms. What can someone do for deadlifts if they have plantar fasciitis and hamstring issues?
Depends on what your hamstring issues are. Because I would almost suggest continuing to do them, but plantar fasciitis is kind of a tough one. I would try to work that out with like a chiropractor or, a specific foot specialist or something.
You feel it when you do dumbbell deadlifts as well, or more so just with the barbell?
And my other thing would be rack pulls. Rack pulls are my favorite when I'm trying to build strength for my deadlifts, because I can pretty much use just majority my back and not so much hamstrings as well.
Have you ever made your own pre-workout? If so, what was it or what was in it? Think about buying from bulk supplements and making my own mix. You can most certainly do that.
I feel like it's probably more expensive.
Bulk supplements is pretty cost effective, so you probably
But
could
then you have
save
to like
some money.
add all of that stuff in there.
Yeah. I don't really make my own. I think at some point, maybe in the future, I'll just come up with my own supplement line, so I don't have to buy anybody else's stuff, and I can make stuff exactly with my own formula. But I've been experimenting with a few different pre-workouts right now, but I have not just tried to make my own from scratch because I don't really have the time. That's not really a good excuse, but I haven't done it now.
How do you like the non-stim pre-workout?
I've tried a few different non-stim pre-workouts, and I like the ones that I've tried. The one that I've liked the most is First Form's Endurance pre-enduro or something like that. It's only got 50 milligrams of caffeine, so very minuscule, and it does have a lot of nootropic mushrooms in there. Speaking of mushrooms,
Familiar with Knees Over Toes program, and if so, thoughts on it? We like it.
Yeah, I don't know about his actual program. I haven't done like a program.
Yeah, that's true.
But I've done some of his lifts for sure.
We have done some of his lifts, and they're so hard and so challenging, but it feels good. Like it almost feels wrong because you're told not to put your knees over your toes your whole life. But once you're actually doing the movement, you're like, yeah, this is what this feels right. Like I should be doing this. So I'm a big fan.
Been melting Keto Bricks in the microwave with collagen powder and also putting Keto Bricks in my coffee. For real, it's the best.
Awesome.
Keto_nurse_AF at Instagram. Awesome. That's
eating
the way to do it.
The eating type of mushrooms, LOL. Yeah. Actually, during my prep, I ate mushrooms all the time because one, they're not very dense in carbs. They're pretty filling and kind of like a meaty substance. So I like to cook them up in like butter and stuff. We enjoy them. We don't put them in our meals like a lot, but we do have them every once in a while. The other day we had stuffed mushrooms and they were delicious.
Oops, I skipped one. Skipping a few of them. All right, so portobello mushrooms. Those are super tasty.
Mm-hmm.
And sneeze.
Bless you.
All right. Roll your feet for plantar fasciitis. That's what my chiropractor said. He recommends a frozen water bottle. Works for. I've actually heard of the frozen water bottle technique. That's smart.
Yeah.
What age did you guys become bodybuilders? I started bodybuilding as a junior in high school, which would have made me how old? I would have been in 2017, 7 or 8. Yeah, 17 and 18, somewhere in there.
And mine was 5 years ago.
That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about.
Savage supplements.
Which keto brick tastes best, cookies and cream, PB, or the mocha? Trying to decide. I have a question about groin muscle issues I've had for many years. Hip flexor stretching, groin, or cobra stretch. The bricks is totally individual. I mean, some people, cookies is their favorite. Some people, peanut butter is their favorite. Some people, mocha is the favorite. So it's totally, I mean, you can go with the variety pack, kind of taste a little bit of everything.
Mocha was my favorite until the malt came along. But I would say peanut butter, out of the three of those, peanut butter is the most popular.
And as far as the stretching goes, I don't know what kind of pain you have exactly, but I would incorporate all those stretches, maybe alternate them or run through all three of those before you do any lifting. But when it comes to stretching, the main thing is to do dynamic stretching prior to your training session so that you don't lose the elasticity in the muscle prior to putting a heavy load on the muscle.
Keto Greg said, I'd just like to shout out Keto Savage. He's currently prepping me for a show this Saturday. He's got me so dialed in.
Yeah, Greg's looking freaking beastly.
Yeah, you are. I saw the reshare of Robert's reshare of your video today on his story, and you're looking pretty sick, man.
Yeah.
Almost deadlifted 360 today. Got it up, but couldn't lock it out. Dang, that's pretty awesome.
That's a lot. That's a lot more than you were doing, man. That's a lot of weight compared to what you were doing not too long ago. That's freaking awesome.
What's up, Keto fam? Ready for bow season?
Oh, you know
ready for bow season?
You know it. I love knees over toes exercises. My knees feel better after doing them. I concur. Are there any plans to bring back the butter maple pecan keto bricks? So good. If so, when? Well, Vince Hill, I can't say anything just yet, but stranger things have happened. I'll just
I
say that.
so hate when Robert says that.
Why? Peanut butter?
Because.
Peanut butter. Okay, great. Thanks very much. You betcha. Monica says chocolate peanut butter cup and chocolate malt are the best. And she says, thanks, Monica.
How can long-term carnivores not supplement anything, even salt, but others need to measure, take magnesium, and add electrolytes? That's a great question.
Drop some knowledge over here.
No, I don't. I actually just had a conversation with a client today. I have previously tried carnivore. She was trying carnivore, and I have had no success with carnivore. I actually get into pretty intense pain, a lot of discomfort and things like that. So, in my opinion, just like keto or just like anything else, everybody's body is so individualized that you can't look at another individual and say it works for them. Why doesn't it work for me? Everybody's body is so different. I mean, Sean Baker is out there eating a stinking steak every day. But if I tried to do that, I would be in so much pain because my body just does not break it down like as easily as his. I think.
Turn that heater on.
No, I didn't. I think a lot of them do have a lot of salt, and I do think the majority of people do supplement their electrolytes. I'm pretty sure, actually. And everyone's metabolism is going to be different. Everyone's lifestyle is going to be really different. There's so many things that go into losing weight, gaining muscle, body composition. How much are these people moving? How much are they exercising? There's just so many things that go into it. And I really think that carnivore can be super beneficial for a lot of people. And I think it can be really beneficial to get rid of a lot of the inflammation that people have, but it's not going to work for everyone. And just like a carb-based diet, it's not going to work for everyone. It's just everyone is going to be a little bit different. And that's okay, but you have to recognize that what one thing works for another person may not work for you also.
And as far as electrolytes are concerned, that's going to be really dependent upon one's activity level. Like if you're not really doing any type of activity, but you're salting your food like you would any other meal, then you may be getting ample salt. If you're doing a ton of activity, then you're 100% going to need to increase your sodium intake.
And also, meat does have a lot of electrolytes in it itself, like potassium and things like that, specifically red meat. So they're probably already getting in a ton of electrolytes simply just from the meat. Have you tried the carnivore bars? Yes, we have tried the carnivore bars. I like things super salty, so if I added a little salt to it, it would be like perfect for me.
They are really good. They melt really, really easy. So, but other than that, I mean, like I like them. They're super simple. They're not sweet at all, which I like as well. But yeah, they're good. I hope if you do run a Maple Bricks, I get some this year. Yeah, they sold out super quick last year. Keto and Kingdom Life. I like the bricks with the whey protein better than the plant protein, but again, it depends on your own tastes.
Yep.
And Rob says, been binging Keto Savage content lately. Dr. Ken Berry said to check out Keto Savage, learn to build muscle on carnivore, and he was right. Thanks for the content. Well,
That's
thank you, Ken Berry, for sending Rob our way. Rob, great to have you. If you have any questions, by all means, hit us up. Let us know. We're happy to help, man.
I am carnivore, but I have a disease precluding adding salt and electrolytes. However, 3 years doing it, started very high fat, but recently doing more lean meats and a lot more fish.
I love fish.
What on a blood test would be a flag you need a station? Statin. Sorry, station. Wow, that was really wrong. I was so confused.
I'm not a doctor, and I don't want to play one on the internet, so let me preface this with that.
We are not doctors, and we're not playing one on the internet.
Yeah, but a lot of doctors are looking at the parameters for what the general population is from a lipid standpoint, and then they're prescribing statins based off of slightly elevated numbers. The thing is, if someone's doing a, meat-heavy, fat-based, animal-based protein diet, like a ketogenic diet, they're going to have higher circulating blood lipids that their body is using quite efficiently. So I'm not saying that, you having elevated LDL may not need a statin, because that's certainly not the case. You may, in fact, need a statin. But a lot of doctors are very quick to prescribe statins, even if your numbers aren't really within a dangerous limit at all. So I would be cautious of doctors just random. And here's another thing to keep in mind. Your lipid panel can vary drastically based off of the meal that you had last.
Mm-hmm.
So you could go in one day, have super high lipid numbers. You go in the next day and have super low lipid numbers. So if your doctor doesn't really, keep pretty good tabs on your blood work, and you walk in one day, get a lab, and they automatically prescribe you a statin with no underlying foundational knowledge on you, your nutrition, or any of that, that would be pretty quick to jump to that conclusion.
Mm-hmm. Another thing that I would recommend is find a doctor that does do well with keto, who understands what keto is and can recognize the benefits and what labs might look differently if you are on a ketogenic diet. I've actually found a lot of success lately finding like local healthcare physicians that are actually really supportive of the way that Robert and I live our lives. And I actually won't go to someone who doesn't, because to me, it means that they're a little bit closed-minded, maybe a little bit shut off to the science that is coming out and things like that. So I want someone who's going to understand, respect, and support what I'm already doing, because I've been doing it for 6 years, that I'm going to choose to find someone who will support me in the decisions that I'm making, and then also adjust naturally before they ever suggest a statin. What can I possibly change about my life before you recommend a statin to me, or some sort of medication? So those would be the first things I look for also when I'm talking to a physician or trying to pick out someone who's going to help me with my health.
Had a lot of healing of autoimmune from carnivore and the pain. It is often oxalate dumping once plants are removed. I definitely agree. Every person is different, and I think carnivore is good for short term. Yeah, carnivore is great because it just really, it's a great elimination diet. So if people need to kind of figure out what variables are contributing to adverse effects from their body, removing most of the things that could potentially be causing those adverse effects is a good place to start.
Yeah. And I mentioned that carnivore is not a good fit for me. I've tried it several times. I've tried it for extended periods of time. It's not a good fit for me, and that's okay. But I am a huge supporter of carnivore and the carnivore community. I think it's a great diet. I think that it can work really well for a lot of people. But I also think we need to recognize that not everything is going to work for everyone, and everyone's super individualized. Even the amount of protein to fat that you have when you are carnivore, things like that. So I don't want anyone to get me wrong. I totally support carnivore, and I think it can be really, really wonderful, really useful. But for me, and I think for several other individuals, it's not going to be the right fit.
I switched doctors because she didn't respect my choice to do keto. Instead of trying to reduce my blood sugar through health, eating first, and working, they were quick to just shove a pill instead. Yeah, it's unfortunate that people do take such a short-term, fix of things. Like the Band-Aid approach is never going to be the best approach. Like you got to have more of a long-term foundational fix, as opposed to just slapping a Band-Aid over things.
I was recommended to go to a GI doctor in Little Rock. And when I got in there, I said, look, I've been on a bunch of different medications. I will not try any medication that you give me, because I want to know what you're going to help me do with my lifestyle before I ever take a medication. Like straight up said that. They did nothing but give me a package of medications, sent me home. And I said, do you have any other options? Is there another option for me? Do you have any other suggestions? Can I do something like taking magnesium? And I was literally educating my person on the things that I had been doing that had been helpful. And he was kind of taken back. And I said, I'm not going to take these prescriptions. So we need to find another option. And he said, you need to work with these first. And I said, okay, if that's my answer, I will not return to you. And he said, go take them. And I said, okay, I won't be back. And I never went back to that person, because I just can't respect someone who's not going to try to help me change my lifestyle or adjust maybe some of the things in my nutrition or things like that first before they give me a medication that has a million side effects and is going to affect my health in one way or another.
All right, we're caught up on
Clearly
YouTube.
very strong feelings about this.
Did you skip some, I think?
No, I didn't.
No?
So much statin requirements are based on genetics, familial.
Hypercholesterolemia.
Yep, that.
Ask for a calcium scoring to see if you have the risk factor. Yeah.
Am I not reading fast enough for you?
The CAC score is a great indicator of, basically any blockage in your arteries, and a lot of people. There's a lot of things that are just misconstrued, and a lot of people are under the assumption that if you have a high-fat diet, you have high lipids, and you're automatically just blocking all your arteries and going to result in a stroke or heart attack. But if you do a CAC scan and it shows zero blockage, it kind of makes you raise your eyebrows and wonder what is the proxy for progress here. So yeah, CSC scan is a good proxy.
Do you ever have an off day on lifting, like you can hit your PR on deadlifts? I'm guessing can't hit your PR on deadlifts. I do.
Yeah,
I
we're all
definitely
guilty
do.
of that for sure.
Yeah. Sometimes we just have bad days. Sometimes we didn't sleep well. Sometimes we're not fueled properly, don't have the right electrolytes. Something in our body's just off, and that's okay.
Yes, it's not for everyone. I agree 100%. No, I didn't get you wrong.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Profiting off treating symptoms and not the problem is straight up the wrong business model.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100% agree, man.
Askiner Cindy said, preach it. Prescriptions. Yep.
Preach
yeah.
It, no, preach it, re-prescription.
Yeah.
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 Dylan Shamlin just jumped on here.
A little late, Dylan.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to call it a day.
Are we going to take a topic for next week?
We need a topic this time. I came up with calves, how to grow your calves, because it wasn't a topic. So can somebody please, the next question that comes in, whether it be on YouTube and Facebook or Instagram, will be the question.
How beneficial are cold showers? Dylan tried to get us to talk about that this week, and we didn't do it.
All right, Dylan,
let's talk about it next week.
We're going to talk about
cold showers, maybe cold therapy, like ice baths and things like that.
The hormetic effect of cold showers.
Yes, right. That's what we'll talk about.
We'll talk about next week. Take care. Love y'all. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you next time. Adios.
Bye-bye.